Hello and welcome to my channel and this video. Just a quick aside, because I didn't say this in my first ever video, which I put out the other day. This channel is all about looking at movies, TV, anime, etc. in the sci-fi fantasy genre mostly. I did want and will do reviews and discussions and stuff of shows that I like and I've watched, but there's so much news that comes out, and there's so many people attacking the news that comes out that I just have to fight back on its behalf, or fight against the news that comes out, because no matter what people announce, there's always somebody that has to take their narrative and twist it and to try and destroy it. And the new Star Trek story with Patrick Stewart that's coming out is no exemption, or no exception. Both, I think, valid in that. Because the headline of this NBC News article from somebody called Annie Bundle, man or woman, don't know, but they don't actually know Star Trek. Basically goes, new Star Trek reboot starring Patrick Stewart is CBS's latest all-access offering, but who's the audience? Me? Yeah, but I am a white man, so because Patrick Stewart's a white man, I can see where this is going. Yeah, my wife, she's also white. She'll be watching this. Yeah, but she's white. She's a white woman. She's bad on it. Her friend, well, they're all white as well. Do have a couple of black friends. One of them loves the Next Generation, but he's black, so he's a white sympathiser, so he doesn't count. So yeah, Star Trek fans. That's who the audience is. Star Trek fans. Yeah, I think I've answered that question. So that would have been a very short article. But that doesn't fit into the narrative. So they've managed to create a massive article out of this. Rather than Star Trek fans. So the show is a dream come true for many Next Generation fans. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, as long as it's not like all season 1 episodes, because season 1 and season 2, about 75% really boring now. Really boring. 25% amazing. But something of a retreat from the progressivism of Star Trek Discovery. A retreat from the progressivism of Star Trek Discovery. So what this person is saying, because they've seen Star Trek Discovery, or it's seen the cast and crew or wherever it is, because this is a more diverse crew than ever before, obviously the crews that came before it weren't progressive enough. Discovery is new, so it's progressive. Next Generation is old. Bringing back characters of Next Generation isn't progressive. You don't know who the other characters are going to be, but it's just a retreat from progressivism of Star Trek Discovery. The fact that Star Trek, throughout its history, has always been one of the most progressive television programs ever, anywhere, is neither here nor there. So straight away, this person knows nothing. We should have called Jon Snow. Really do. Talk about him coming in, dream come true, repeat the blurb at the top. No scripts yet. Well, yeah, they're just talking about the fact that it'll be 15-20 years later or something. He might not be in Starfleet anymore, or at least in Command of the Enterprise. Like, so what? Yeah, it's going to be different. He's not going to stay there all his life, is he? So, how do we get? Oh, yes, we're talking about the 80s, Ronald Reagan. Next Generation was to show championing liberal values, yes. But evil. Its cast was more than 75% white and male. From what I've seen of the information about America is still 75% white. Around a third of the population, just about half of it, of course, half of the 75%, are men. So, you're trying to say that if you're diverse, you can't represent a third of the population? A TNG reboot feels timely, perhaps even comforting. It is, in other words, the opposite of an authoritarian dystopia like The Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, all Star Trek is. All Star Trek is. As a bonus, Stewart himself is socially liberal and champions women's equality, etc. Yeah, he does. Yeah, so what's the problem? But CBS isn't just bringing back Captain Picard because of the current political climate. They aren't bringing it back because of the political climate. How many TV dramas are brought out because of a political climate, unless they're a political drama? None. So that's not a pointless thing to say. It's actually one of 4 rumoured Star Trek shows for the All Access channel, including a teen-orientated series. Yeah, so Twilight Star Trek. The fact that Stewart's show was announced first could be a coincidence. I mean, it's probably not. That's the first line, and only line I think probably in this whole article that I agree with. It's not a coincidence that it's announced first. More likely CBS is using the nostalgic reboot to placate the white male demographic that felt alienated by the network's first Trekkie reboot, Discovery, a show which was legitimately diverse and therefore immediately controversial. Yeah, legitimately. That's a hard word to say. So, if you've got a show like Next Generation, where you've got white men, white women, a black man, that's not legitimately diverse because there isn't enough diversity. But there is diversity in there, so that is also legitimately diverse. Deep Space Nine, legitimately diverse. Voyager, same. All of them had diverse characters. All of them. So to claim that Discovery is the only one that's legitimate, again, this person doesn't know anything about Star Trek at all. Also, if this is legitimately diverse, that Discovery is the only one that's legitimately diverse, how come Star Trek caused consternation in the original series with the first interracial kiss? An interracial kiss. And the BBC in the UK banned that episode for years. That's how much they broke the mould. But Discovery hasn't broken any mould. Now, cards on the table, if you've got this far, you may want to switch off now, because I like Discovery. Like it. I like the characters. I like the storyline. Yes, it started off slow, but it didn't half build up, and at the end of it, wow. There were several episodes which could have been season enders, season closers. It was just, oh my god, all the time. So I like Discovery, and I'm one of these evil white men. A show focused on an aging white male hero known for his calm equilibrium and wisdom is a sharp U-turn, so the opposite, from Discovery, which stars a diverse crew focusing on a young woman of colour played by Sonequa Martin Green. So the Next Generation wasn't just Picard, for one. For two, this paragraph is basically saying the Discovery is the opposite of calm equilibrium and wisdom. The Discovery crew and Sonequa Martin Green aren't calm and have no wisdom. They're not that intelligent from the sound of things. So that's what that paragraph actually says. No heroes, no calmness, no sense, and no intelligence. That's basically what that says about Discovery. Some people out there will be cheering, yeah, I agree. I don't like Discovery. That's fine. But it's just great. This is trash journalism. After 50 years of paying lip service to equality in a future where sexism and racism were problems of the past, this new series features a cast that matches the rhetoric. Yeah, so 50 years of paying lip service. 50 years of paying lip service to a first interracial kiss. When Next Generation came out, it was like, oh my god, look at these women and equal. They're equal on the bridge, and there's a black man on the bridge. That was still, even then, quite a telling thing. And of course, it only increased with the first black captain in a Star Trek show, etc. The first female captain, etc., etc. But obviously, they were just paying lip service to it. Yeah, because they were paying lip service to it. This Discovery, when they've gone like, we'll have a black woman there, and we'll have a Asian guy there, and that's not paying lip service. That's being legitimate. That's been legitimate. Yeah. And then he goes on, wherever it is who's written this, goes on to compare it to Star Wars. And like Star Wars, Star Trek is suffering from the same small group of toxic vocal white males for whom opening the fandom in this manner was anathema. This of diversity. Star Trek fans not being happy about having a diverse cast and crew. Star Trek fans who've grown up, most of them grown up, with progressive, diverse characters and sometimes hard-hitting storylines that capture these sort of things. And you're saying there's a load of toxic vocal white males in the Trekverse that are anti-diversity, anti-progressivism. I would say there might be one or two, because somebody always slips through the cracks. But the vast majority of people who complained about Discovery complained because they didn't like where it was set in the canon of the show. Primarily, I think, the canon of the show. The fact that it was always solved things by blowing things up, which Star Trek used to be about discussing that beforehand. And some of them just didn't like some of the characters or the early stories. Now, of course, some of them carried on watching it and enjoyed it. Some of them watched it to make sure they didn't like it. We're all in that sort of situation in every show. But I would say the vast majority of people who complain about Discovery, who don't like Discovery, don't like it for legitimate reasons that they themselves hold dear about Star Trek. Not about, oh my god, there's a gay person in it. Oh my god, the lead character is a black woman. Oh my god. I would say 99.999% recurring of the Star Trek fandom and of the white male fandom couldn't care less about the diversity of the characters. What they care about is good storylines, good characters, where it fits in the canon, and how it feels to them as a Star Trek show. For me, I've got no problem with any of it. For other people, they get round it by thinking it's a mirror universe, for instance, and other people just can't get a handle on it and don't like it at all and have blocked it out of their minds. And none of them, I would say, I would be pretty well. Yeah, there's always a tiny percentage who moan about that, about people of different colour and different race and different sex, blah blah blah. But I think you'd be hard pressed to find one complaining about that. And this person has taken the Picard decision as a backtrack on the initial diversity of Star Trek, of the Star Trek Discovery, which of course it isn't. So, but while Star Wars may feel free to refuse to heed the trolling mass, that's a sentence of no sense. This person doesn't know how to write. $1 billion or two at the box office will do that. Well, Star Wars is in desperate trouble at the moment. Last Jedi didn't do as well as hoped because it's an awful film, the worst Star Wars film ever made. That's something for another video, really, but it is. Nothing to do with diversity, all to do with terrible writing. Terrible writing. It seems that CBS, a network struggling with diversity problems and allegations of institutional sexism, remains committed to appealing to its older white fans. Yeah, because, as this person here says, fans of Next Generation were white. There were no black fans. There were probably very few female fans as well. But apparently black fans, Asian fans, people of any other colour did not watch Next Generation, according to this article. Because this article knows everything. And it's actually saying it knows nothing. It's a frustrating dichotomy. Stewart's new series will almost certainly appeal to at least some of the holdouts who refused to sign up for Discovery. Yeah, because they didn't like it. They're allowed not to like it. Especially when The Orville, a gentle TNG satire, was free on Fox. Yeah, I can see another reason why people who didn't like Discovery gravitated to The Orville. I like The Orville as well, but I think The Orville wouldn't work without its jokes, to be fair. Indeed, many fans want to see Star Trek continue to push forward in this arena, with some arguing that shows like Discovery need to evolve further, not backtrack. Evolve from what? How can you evolve further? What? What are they talking about? No white people. A fully transgendered crew. No humans at all. Just aliens. There's no involvement. This person hasn't watched Discovery. Discovery wasn't anything about diversity. It had a diverse crew. But its storyline wasn't... There weren't really standalone episodes. It was one long story. And they didn't tackle issues like Next Generation did, for instance. It was just one long, excellent, in the end, story. But it didn't really tackle diversity. It just had diverse characters and accepted them as such, which is how Star Trek has always done. So, Annie Bundle, congratulations for your narrative on this. Complete hatchet job. Terrible writing in parts. Obvious that you know nothing about Star Trek in any way, shape or form. Thank you very much. I enjoyed reading that. I hope you enjoyed it with me. Or are you upset? Do you think that we are going backwards? Do you think this white man is going to destroy the future of Star Trek? The diverse Discovery, the legitimately diverse Discovery, will become illegitimate again. Star Trek will illegitimize progressivism again. So what do you think? Is he right about this? Or are they talking complete garbage? I know where I stand. I think you might know where I stand. But it'll be very interesting to hear where you stand on this. I'll see you for the next one. Bye.